to the fifth quarter, Northern Arizona style. I'm your host, Danny Neal, and just happy to be back after a few days off. And of course, as always, I want to introduce my partner in crime, my supervisor, just everything, man. The guy around here known simply as Coach, my friend, Mr. Tyrone Johnson. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing, man?
All right, man. I had to put that supervisor in there, man, because, you're my supervisor. You're my supervisor at Flag High. You're my supervisor at the city. Man, I try to act right. I don't want to get fired, especially on Friday on my day off.
You ain't got no job. How you get fired on your day off? Hey, man. Good to see you, though, Coach. It's good to be back with you. You know what I'm saying? Definitely missed having you around. Mr. Flag Coco did a great job filling in, but it ain't nothing like having the legend himself right here on the broadcast.
Hey, man, I actually, while I was in Tulsa, got a chance to watch both shows, and I became a fan, man. I really did. I enjoyed watching the shows. Willard Reeves is a young man that, grew up on the South Side, your cousin, and so just to see him and what he's doing and has done and his kids and everything, and I'm a fan now, it was nice. And then Trina Painter, I remember watching Trina, I'm going home to Cheshire. She running down Fort Valley, probably 8-9 months pregnant, just running. And
yeah,
just a special lady, man. So you guys did a great job. Russell Woods, thank you for filling in for me, man. And, Russell, he comes in with the stats. He comes in with all this stuff. And I just come in with a bunch of nonsense and foolishness. But I'm loving every of it. I'm telling you, man, I ain't going to let you off the hook now for 1 minute. So, Russell, I want to send you a shout out, man. Thank you very much. So, yeah, man, y'all did a great job, Coach. You did a great job.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, it was good, man. But look, it's good to be back with some foolishness too, because you full of that. Full of that foolishness.
All I got to say, man, if everybody else enjoyed it the way I did, man, please subscribe, hit that like button, send us a comment, let us know that we bringing some joy to somebody's life every Friday morning as we continue doing what we do. But got a little shout out here, man. Got a little shout out here, a little shout out way across the country to the Connecticut Sun, man. WNBA, they went out there last night, down 0-2, got into it with the Las Vegas Aces. They beat the Aces. I think it was 105 to, I put that down, just being 76. They won 105 to 76. My cousin Dejanay Carrington had 12 points in that game. That's number 21. Check her out. Her mom, Vicki Russell, who's a product of Flagstaff, went to Coconino High School, and now her daughter is doing some really big things, man. And once again, my family. So, hey, man.
Sounds to me like we got a guest that we need to get on the show.
Hey, man, we're going to try to do this. She's busy right now.
Yeah, she is. She got some things to concentrate on.
Right. She's real busy right now, man. So, it's just a lot of good things going. While I was away, man, I was keeping up with the high school sports and all the good things that's going on. And Flagstaff high school sports is in full throttle right now, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, I just look up and I'm like, dang, it's mid-September. We ain't started no open gyms. That's all on me. I ain't done nothing, and I'm talking with other winter coaches, other basketball coaches, and they like, man, we ain't starting until October. So I'm just like, I guess that's the new thing to do. So we just enjoying the fall sports, volleyball in full swing, football in full swing, cross country in full swing. And so, yeah, it's a lot going on. Golf is even in full swing. So.
Look, when we get our guest on, we'll talk to her about golf always in full swing for you, man. It's always. And while you're talking about not getting open gym, and man, I hope all the girls on the team is watching this so they can stop calling me. They can stop. Hey, Coach, man, we over the gym. I saw Coach Jess yesterday, and like, Coach, you ready to get to the gym? She said, yeah, Coach. I said, Coach Johnson. She said, I know. Yes, indeed. But we got you, man. We know that this, whatever you work out is going to be the best. So we behind you 100%, man.
Well, I appreciate that. And as you've been keeping up, let me go ahead and quiz you a little bit. So
Okay.
first game, Coconino,
Yes, sir.
win or lose, football.
One.
By how much?
I don't know, but they beat, I believe, Blue Ridge by a lot.
Who they play tonight?
They play Arcadia. Arcadia is 2-0. Coconino's 1-0. So this is the battle of the undefeated.
Impressive. What about Flag High?
Blackstaff High School, they will be playing Rio Rico tonight. Rio Rico's 1-1. Flag High is looking for their first win, coming in 0-2. I will be in the announcers box spotting for Mr. Rick Brandle as he calls the game tonight. So make sure you're a Flagstaff Eagle. I say your number tonight.
That's it. That's pretty good. And then look, I know you ain't up on the volleyball scene like you is on the football scene. What is Flag High doing volleyball?
Playing.
Coconino.
Playing. I know that they had the Coconino had their volleyball tournament last weekend. Flag High did really well. I think they lost 3 games, all to South Point Catholic, including the championship game.
Yeah, that seems to be correct, Coach. So you have been paying attention. So I'm gonna let you off the hook because I just wanted to call you bluff to see if you was really paying attention or if you was just saying that for the people. So, hey, Coach,
since I got there right, do I get a raise?
Yeah, you get a raise. You get a raise.
January 1st, like everybody else.
No, January. I thought it's coming in January.
Like everybody else.
Yeah. You get a raise.
You fought for that.
I did. Fought hard.
I appreciate it. So that it is good to be back. It's good to be back. So your Cowboys, they had a rough week.
Hey, moving on. Hey, moving on. We ain't talking about no NFL and all that. We ain't doing that today. So look, you had a good segue. You was talking about the Coconino Panthers. We got the former mascot back on today, and you gonna go talk about the Cowboys. What is you doing?
Hey, we got a good segue. But sometimes that's the beauty of this show. Sometimes things just pop up, spur of the moment. And I mean, I'm a Cardinal fan. We didn't do that well either, so it's not like I'm picking.
You're a Cardinal fan. You're a Bear fan. You're a Saints fan. Whoever winning, that's whose fan you is.
Well, the Bears won, so I do have one cover in my head. Now, on to the segue, Coach. I like the way you had that going. I'm sorry, my bad.
Well, she's been here before. She's obviously been one of our highest rated shows, the highest viewed shows. She hails right here from Flagstaff, Arizona. Look, last time I said she was a single mother real quick, and I didn't. and we know she's never been a single mother, but welcome back, Crystal Warden-Gant.
I had my little video on the whole time. I think I was supposed to. I'm still learning the game, so I think I should have had it off, but I had to be back, y'all.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah. We got somebody to take care of all that, and so you were perfect how you were.
Okay.
How are things today?
Long couple weeks, y'all. All has been well, but I can just jump right in. Of course, have the pleasure of working with so many great teams here at the Howard Jensen Rec Center. And I'm telling you, these kids are really going through. Sometimes we downplay some of their stresses, some of their the things that they go through. And this office, so grateful for my coworker that shares my space, because she just kind of me to do what I do. I'm a day that come in and just really need somebody to talk to. They have, their issues at school, they're thinking about tests, grades, social norms, social pressures. Do I fit in? Am I cute enough? Is my IG page popping? And sometimes adults, we don't pay enough attention to those things, and for them, it's very real. You know what I mean? And talk and get off their chest is very important. Probably the thing that I do at the center, honestly.
Yeah, no, you do. And the kids really migrate to you, and you know, they appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be able to give you know, responses, and just to be able to see them. You know, they want to know that they're seen, that they're heard, and you give them an opportunity to do that. You know, our segment when you come on is called Soul Full, FUFL. And so and so, you know, with stuff that, you know, we see daily here at the center, what do you think is missing from their daily lives to where they can't have that soul that's full and vibrant and, you know, just positive and outgoing? What's missing in your opinion?
Basics. I'm talking about something as simple as having dinner with your family. You know, I know you and I talked about this the other day. Oftentimes, you know, kids are each in their room. Mom is watching her Netflix show. Pops is watching his football game. So sitting down, having a, then while you're having that meal together, Facebook page or not, you know, scrolling through the news, debriefing about, you know, what happened throughout the day. Kids are going home and not even sharing what they've dealt with their, you know, with their family. Family doesn't even know what happened during the day because everybody's in their own space, you know. Playing art, folks ain't getting in the kitchen cooking a soul food. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that truly feed your soul, not just grabbing a burger, grabbing. I mean, and that's not a knock to folks that have to do it, but it's a skill set that it's a lost art, and it's something that we need to get back to. Getting a good night's sleep. Kids, teenagers, grown folks, we up all night, you know, flipping through channels and just not allowing our mind the time to just kind of always going, always going. So I guess those are a couple of the things that I noticed.
So with the mind, you know, constantly going, is that where meditation comes in your opinion, to where, you know, you really need to intentionally take a break and intentionally set aside time, intentionally get your mind cleared, just get your body, get everything right? What's the importance of that, of meditation, of just settling your mind so that it's not constantly going?
It's of the utmost importance, you know. We have time to do everything. I have time to get up and spend 30 minutes every morning Facebook, you know, before I get ready. You know, we have time to make that cup of coffee. And so we have to be intentional, set aside that time. Maybe you don't have the time in the morning because you got 5 kids that you got to get ready and out the door. But are 10 minutes before work begins, or if you have quiet space in your office, just to, you know, just all out. Maybe you don't even need to listen. Settle yourself. And, you know, I think, you know, sometimes when we think about meditation, we think that it has to be like this super hippy dippy on, you know, and it doesn't need to be like that. Just a settling of the mind and allowing your soul to be replenished. Walk to work and being mindful of the sounds that you hear, you know, the wind, listening to the birds, just being aware of what is around you. You know, we get so used to the chatter that, you know, we see the teenagers oftentimes, you know, I'll be like, hey, good morning. They don't even, not even aware because they're walking, they got earbuds in, head down, they're just not aware. And so being mindful is also a form of meditation, just quiet and noticing how the wind your skin going through your hair. Hope I answered that.
Yeah.
So I've got like a 3-part question, Crystal.
Okay, take it slow.
Okay, I got you. I have to take it slow so I won't get it out. First, I mean, you've been in all phases of recreation. You were a rec center kid, a Cogdill kid. You were a Cogdill rec leader. And now you're a supervisor. How in those 3 phases of your life has recreation changed? Has kids changed? Has parents changed?
Hey, Coach, before she jump into that answer real quick, Crystal was a Continental kid. Go ahead.
Say that. I promise I knew he was gonna say that. I honestly was really a rec center kid because we lived on the east side. So we used to walk here. I had the pleasure of still kid as a young woman. I still was a kid. I was only, 17, 18. So I guess I really was still a kid. So your question, how, Neil?
Okay, well, I'll put it like this. As a participant in programs, what impressed you about recreation? Where it was something, or who influenced you to, hey, this is something I might want to do?
Well, I always knew, it was just in me. I always knew that I was going to work with kids, work with youth. There was a teacher, and so I just always thought I was going to be a teacher in the class. And I am a teacher. I get to exercise teaching skills on a daily. Influenced by a lot of people. You, Danny, Joe Joyce, he was gettable for sure. And to see people really care, you have to have a heart for kids to do what we do. You can't just be here showing up. You can, but you won't be effective if you don't truly have a heart for kids. You'll just be here passing out equipment. You feel me? But if you love kids, in their life, you're gonna see some changes, have some influence.
And I will say the kids know when you're real and when you're not.
Absolutely, they're smart. They're much smarter than we give them credit for sure. Recreation changed. Kids, we used to come here. We would go to the middle school. We would go swim for a couple hours. And we'd walk to Dairy Queen, which is now like Raul Alberto's, Paul Alberto's, one of those. We'd walk over there, get an ice cream cone. Then we'd walk to the rec center. We'd be in the racquetball courts, dancing, sweating, musty for hours. We go out back, play flag football. We were just busier. We were moving our body. That was important. And like if kids aren't really in sports, they're just not out. They're not interested in that. They're interested, but much more for them to, instead of being in the racquetball courts, making up routines or playing wall ball, and they're trying to get the cutest selfie shot. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the game has changed for sure. So you really have to pull playing flag football. They don't even realize how fun it is because they haven't been introduced necessarily. Let's go get a wiffle ball game going. And then when they play, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. And so it's just kind of crazy, like, whoa, again, a reminder of how we need to go back to basics.
And now as a supervisor, how has things changed to you now having to control these same kids that you once were? Well, you weren't the same kid as the kids now. I'll put it out like that. This is a different kid. But now, why you smiling, Coach Johnson? But just handling these kids now, there's a different kid.
Well, I was talking to some teenagers the other day. Of course, marijuana is legal now for adults. Kids don't really smoke cigarettes anymore. It's all about the vape pens, vape is whatever. And so weed is nothing new. They've been doing this since the beginning of time, but the access is so, it's just at their touch. And so back in the day, the young person that smoked a little pot, it just wasn't as in your face as it is now. And I'm telling you, this is like a daily thing. These medicating on a daily basis. So it's not just the occasional, oh my goodness, I smell weed. Weed, and it needs to be addressed. We need to talk to them about why are they self-medicating so heavily. Marijuana, but alcohol. Not even wanting the kids to go inside a Safeway because the kids are stealing bottles and just getting wasted, and it's disheartening, and it's frightening. Grown folks, we better wake up. Parents, you better wake up. You better talk to your children. You better have them around people who care, because they're hurting.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that kids are being labeled too soon in terms of, something happens or a kid have a behavioral issue and automatically is, oh, you must have X, Y, and Z, or you must have this. And so now that gets put in the kid's mind. And so they go through, the drugs, the alcohol, the vapes as a coping mechanism because, I had one episode and all of a sudden I'm diagnosed with anxiety from my parent, not necessarily from a professional, but my parent may say, you must be this or you must be that. And do parents, society, do we label kids too early without really teaching them, hey, that's just a behavior. That's some part of adolescence. This is what you're going through. What is your take on that?
Yes, I think we do. Well, real quick. And again, because it was so much, every other ad is some new pill that can fix you, as opposed to remind and grown folks that we are a makeup of all those things. We are going to experience anxiety. We're going to experience depression or lows. We're going to experience excited and so I think we are all being influenced by I'm sad, or I'm missing a loved one, or I have some trauma that I experienced as a child that was not addressed. We're not going to the meat, to the heart of things, and we're just kind of putting Band-Aids on broken arms, and the things that we speak into a child, the things that we say over them, they become. And so if you're constantly saying, my kid is depressed, they experience anxiety, or maybe they're a little hyper, so it's like, you don't want to deal with it, so let's dope them up. And so we begin that 5, 6, 7 years old, and by the time they're 11, they're like, well, I'm depressed, so I need to drink. It makes me happy. I have anxiety, and so I need to smoke weed so that I can be around people and function. So absolutely, too diagnosed incorrectly, not speaking to the real truth of why that kid may be experiencing depression or anxiety. And when we can address the real issue, we fix, and it's not even really a fix.
Now, I know just in the last week, it's been a lot going on over here at the center. Coach Coach has been gone and missed a lot of the excitement. And then when he come in, he leave early and miss the excitement.
I did leave early. I left when I was off.
Oh yeah, I guess you did leave when you were supposed to. But I know you've actually got the chance to speak to some of these kids' parents and, really, I guess, enlighten the parents because, we have kids that ditching school, walking around, telling us that they homeschool, and then you get a chance to talk to the parent, and it's almost as if you're enlightening the parent. The parent, like you said earlier, they may not speak to the kid much. They have no idea what's going on. And so when you talk to a parent and kind of tell them the routine that their kid is going through, what's the response you get? And, are parents scared to discipline their kids nowadays?
The basics. What are the responses? Usually it's like, what? Are you serious? Like, have no idea. They have no clue. Sorry, kids, I'm about to blow you up. In my mind, I'm thinking, how are you ditching? Don't get that call. Your child was late or absent to one or more classes, blah, blah, blah. And the kids are so honest with me. They're like, oh yeah, you just get your parents' phone and you block your school number so that they won't receive those calls. Yeah, I'm hating. So parents, check your phone, make sure that is, because they're smart. They're very smart. So either parents are just clueless or they're aware and they're frustrated. They're like, oh my gosh, I've been dealing with this for weeks. I've been trying to talk to them about this and they keep ditching. And so they're feeling helpless because, parents will say, I want to discipline them. I want to, whatever discipline looks like for you, if that's a spanking, if that's time out, if it's, taking away all their electronics. And these kids are like holding their parents like, it's crazy. The power shift that the world is trying to give, and we're losing our children because the world says, don't spank, don't discipline, let them, we want to be too soft. And then when they're out there on drugs and lost, then everybody wants to look at the parent like, oh no, what'd you do wrong? Well, unhandcuff me. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, I stopped at Safeway. There was an incident with a young lady here earlier this week. And the daughter told me the mom's name, and I was like, where does she work? So she told me. And when I was in line, I saw the woman's name tag, and I was like, does your daughter go to the rec center? And we had a full conversation. The people behind me were like, if they don't hurry up. But we exchanged numbers, and the mom was so grateful. She was like, thank you so much. And I was like, I'm on those kids like white on rice. And for her to give me that kind of power and say, no, thank you. Because it really does take a village to raise a child. So parents, stop getting kicked off when the teachers are fussing at your kids. Stop getting angry when in leadership who loves your kids and is doing something in love when they did child. Don't be angry at that. You should be helping raise your kids. I mean, I'm in love. I'm going to be.
All right. Are we still on?
Yeah, I thought you said something. Your lips was moving, but wasn't nothing coming out, man.
All right. And first of all, I want to apologize for Crystal's going in and out on this because Crystal's got so much to say, great things to say. And the beauty of this is Crystal's a recurring, not guest, but a recurring part of this family. So we're going to hear a lot more from Crystal, and we're going to get it right so you can hear all the good things she has to say. And I'm going to say this, Coach, that will let you get your golden nugget in. when we first started this show, we said we wanted it to be something where people could come inside and see our conversation. Today, that's exactly what happened. This is the exact conversations we have sitting around the rec center every day. Nothing, no different than what we just did now is what we're doing. I don't know if it's figuring out any world problems, but we have a ball doing. So, Coach, it's about time for your motivational golden nugget question of the day.
Man, look, I can't wait till we get that button that I can push and we can get some music. But I guess I don't know if you call this a golden nugget, but as we've been hearing the last couple of days, Crystal, there's a certain stigma or perception about the rec center. There was an incident that didn't happen here at the rec center, but people posting that it was right across the street from the rec center. It was down the street at the skate park, had nothing to do with the rec center. So if you could just tell the people what the rec center is about. Is it truly a safe haven? Is it a place that your kid, that you can feel comfortable with your kids coming to and knowing that, they're going to be looked after, they're in a safe environment, they can recreate, etc.?
Absolutely. Most important person in my life is, and the staff that work here, even trust the youth. It's a community. It really is a community. And people look out for each other and they have each other's back. They care. The place that that if your child is here, they're in good hands. We care about this community, and we hope that all that you hear is not real. So we hope that you come out and join us. Come check us out. Come see for yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, that's obviously the best way to really know and understand something is don't always go by hearsay. Stop in, see what we're about. Just know that it's a great community. It's a great environment for your kids to be. And as Crystal said, we got staff that's caring. We got kids, actual peers probably of your kids that's caring. And so just because something happens close by doesn't mean that that's what's going on here. So Crystal, we definitely appreciate you being on this morning. Thank you for everything that you do for the center, for the community, and just for being you. We appreciate it and we love you.
Love you guys too. Thank you.
And I also want to add that 95% of the staff at the rec center are Flagstonians, born and raised in Flagstaff. We're just not here passing through. Most of them were born and raised right there in the Sunnyside community. So we got a stake in this. We got kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, cousins, friends. We here, and we're going to be a viable force. We ain't going nowhere. So with people like Crystal and Tyrone Johnson leading the way, the place to be is the Harold Jensen Recreation Center. Coach?
Hey, well, we appreciate that, Coach, man. It's great having you back. You know what I mean? We missed that smiling face, that debonair look, you know what I mean? As you said, it looked like you done lost some weight, like you was doing some fitness out there. But man, it's good to have you back. And look, I know it's your Friday. I don't know what all you doing. I know what me and Crystal doing. We putting in some work. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I do know one thing. Y'all ain't got to go home,
but you got to leave here. Peace.